So how did you get subscription metrics before using Subscript?
So we had different dashboards, and that was a problem because we had Salesforce, where we had many metrics that were useful for the sales team, as well as some strategic metrics. Like we were tracking some sort of bookings in the last quarter, last half a year, full year, and we could compare it with previous quarters. We also had metrics in terms of costs in QuickBooks. Also, obviously, we had Mixpanel and other places where we check other metrics, but those were more for user experience.
What didn't work about that?
So it's not that it was not working, it was not useful. So I think what is important, like you can track absolutely everything these days. It's just the information that you get needs to be useful for your team to make decisions. And that wasn't happening with more and more information, more and more people joining the company. It was becoming obvious that we needed to simplify and have actionable data. And we were not getting that from the platforms we were using.
How has Subscript helped, and the more specific stories you can give, the better?
We fell in love with the idea of Subscript right away because it was exactly what we needed. So with current investors, they are part of the stakeholders of the company, obviously, and you want to keep them informed and they want to see how the company is moving forward. Subscript has been really helpful for us to simply take screenshots and share that information for the rest of the investors. Looks very professional, literally like giving the pulse of the company to people that invested money. I work in EdTech, and obviously during the pandemic, we have received like a gazillion emails from investors or potential investors interested in investing in the company, or at least understanding how the EdTech market is going. And every time I received interest from somebody, just share a URL, and they were like, oh, wow, again, looks very professional. I have everything under control. And they can see the progress of the company. It's very transparent, nothing to hide, because Subscript checks all the boxes every single SaaS company should track. I didn't have any follow-up questions, which was unique. I always had like, oh, can you share with me a little bit more information on customers or a waterfall, revenue waterfall, and stuff like that? Everything was there. It was fantastic. It was literally one email, and they were like, oh, yeah, we have everything we need. No more follow-up questions. It was to make strategic decisions. As a company, it's usually very difficult to make decisions, and especially at scale. We realized that after the pandemic, there was a gap between the value we were offering to our customers and the price we were offering. So we were charging too little for the value we were offering. Obviously, the cohort analysis that we have is fantastic. And you can really see the moment we introduced the changes, what was the impact on the average contract value, as well as the percentage of customers that were renewing. So that was a really useful, again, to have a pulse on a very important metric for our company and make sure that we were adjusting the price correctly and that we didn't make a big mistake by overcharging or undercharging our customers, just finding the right balance. We have been able the results of these, we're still unfolding the results, but so far we have been able to increase prices by more than 30%. And obviously that has a huge impact in the valuation of the company, because with the amount of customers we have, it's very significant that we can charge 30% more on the renewals.
Any advice to others who are in a similar place as you, who might be considering Subscript?
I think it's a must-have. If you have a SaaS company, you should have Subscript. Period. I don't know how to make it more obvious. You need to have an idea of how your company is doing at all the different stages of your company. Probably you will focus more on certain metrics versus others. If you don't have that visibility on these key metrics on your company, you're literally blindsided and you are making decisions that maybe are inefficient or making decisions that are taking you nowhere, and you don't even know what is happening. So instead of trying to have like 3 different Excel sheets that you have to update every quarter with a lot of information from different websites and struggling to update it, I think Subscript makes all that extremely, like 10 times easier at least. Like it took us like maybe a few clicks to have everything set up, and literally we have all the information we needed to make decisions. So if somebody is not convinced, I think it's giving it a try, seeing the information, and then once you have the information and you can present that information to your team, you realize that it becomes like a key core part of your team. And so it's understanding that you are giving visibility to you and to the rest of the company. I think that's something every company in different stages should think about. Yep.
Do you think the investment in Subscript is worthwhile?
Yeah. Not having Subscript means I have to spend endless hours updating, connecting information from different dashboards. So just for a matter of the amount of time I invest, it's worth it. But it's even more worth it because having this information gives me and my teams more visibility, and the cost of opportunities is huge. So not having information, it's also a decision you can make. And it's definitely not a decision I want to make for my team. It's almost like driving blindfolded. Like you don't want to do that, right? So I prefer to drive seeing where I'm going and know how the car is doing and having like a clear idea of what is the speed at which my company is going. So that's literally what Subscript gives to a SaaS company. I think the support team is fantastic. We felt very special, and you made everything so easy and smooth. The integrations went really fast. When we had questions on how things worked, we got a response right away. If there was a dashboard that we didn't have, Lucas actually created those dashboards for us. Yeah, I'm going to say like the customer support, which is something we don't get from many other analytics companies we use, was off the charts. And that's something that I think is very important because data can be a little bit overwhelming for certain people, especially when there is so much data. And the team made it very welcoming, I would say.